Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm absolutely delighted to know that more than 400 people are joining this particular program on AI and design thinking. I'm Ashok Pandey, Director of Alcon International Schools and Chairperson, Council for Global Citizenship Education. I'll be hosting this program this morning. I have with me three very distinguished personalities who have excelled in their respective fields, and they are going to go to take us through, or shall I use the word, navigate through the webinar today. I will have the privilege to introduce them to you one by one. And after that, I will open up the discussions with few words of introduction of my own. I'll invite all the three guests, one after the other, to give their preliminary remarks for 6 to 7 minutes, uninterrupted. And once all the opening remarks are over, I will have some questions for them. We will also have questions from audience, which will come to me. I'll see in the chat box. And one of our administrators is curating those questions. We will take them as well. We will try and address all your queries, concerns, excitements, and curiosities around the theme AI and design thinking. At the end, I will request each of the speakers to wrap up this session with 1 minute last comment, and then probably all of us will have something to take away. May I thank you once again to all of you to what I think is going to be very engaging, very enlightening, and very, very educative session. And I'm personally very, very excited about the whole thing. The program has been brought to us by Vitti Foundation. This foundation is run by some of the evangelists. Kundana is here in our show. AI and design thinking based training and skill development, and bringing this particular new area of innovation and human development to the social sector, to innovation, to industry, to manufacturing, and how we can take it forward by disseminating the information, by inviting the youth, and by exhorting the educators and civil society to pay a little more attention to this particular field. So thank you, Vitti, thank you, Kundanji, for giving this opportunity to a very, very large number of people. And I really thank you very much for that. Ladies and gentlemen, I have with me Dr. Biswajit Saha, who is Director of Training and Skill Development in the Central Board of Secondary Education. He is one of the very, very strong pillars of CBSE, involved in designing of the curriculum, textbook development, teacher training. He represents CBSE in national and international institutions. He has the credit of editing more than 100 books published by CBSE. Dr. Saha has a background of IT and computer science himself. He also has the experience of college and university and some of the top organizations in India and abroad, like World Bank, MHRD, Ministry of Information Technology. And I think a person of his stature and with this incredible background is going to add a lot of value to our knowledge and understanding. Thank you, Dr. Saha. I know you are very busy, particularly at this critical period in the engagements of CBSE with 20,000 schools and lakhs of students. So we understand that you will be coming in and going out, but I'm sure we are going to benefit from your experiences. The second person who is an equally distinguished and incredible background, Dr. Sanjay Gupta, Vice-Chancellor of the World University of Design, formerly the Dean of NIIFT and founding Dean of School of Design at GD Goenka University. Dr. Gupta is an alumnus of IIT Delhi and Indian Institute of Management, Ahmedabad. What an incredible pedigree, Dr. Gupta. Congratulations to you. He played a key role in creating an umbrella body of all the fashion technology institutions in India and abroad. He is a prolific author, writer, editor, consultant, and a think tank on design thinking, particularly in India and abroad. He is also a member and a key interlocutor with the bodies such as ASSOCHAM, CII, IFFTI, and other bodies. I'm deliberately not expanding these bodies because these bodies are well known, and the curious participants in this program may like to Google also to find out what incredible bodies these are. So Dr. Gupta, with your experience and the fact that you are in the thick of design and designing, I am looking forward to some very, very deep insights into the field. Thank you very much for joining us. Our third panelist and speaker is Mr. Kundan Lal. As I said in the beginning, president of Vitti Foundation and director and founder of Vitti AI Technologies Private Limited. Mr. Kundan Lal has 30 years of IT-related senior leadership experiences, building businesses, handling aggressive corporate roles. What an incredible achievement to your credit. His association with Fortune 500 companies has earned him the reputation of a visionary and a team builder with absolute integrity, honesty, and empathy. Through Vitti and Vitti Foundation, he is currently evangelizing growth and implementation and innovation of artificial intelligence in India. So thank you, Kundanji. With this, I would say, very brief introduction to a very long credentials of these people, I would set the tone and agenda for today's discussion. Anybody who is attending this program today, my guess is that umpteen number of times you have heard about AI and design thinking. Many of you, I guess, as educators, you may be engaged in teaching AI and design thinking. You may be engaged in doing a lot of projects and innovations in the field. And therefore, I'm assuming that the audience that we are going to discuss this particular aspect today is not someone who does not know about it. However, I am of the opinion there are a whole lot of issues around AI and design thinking which needs professional intervention. And that is how this webinar is designed for. Ladies and gentlemen, AI particularly made its foray into our life through its contribution in medicine and health services, cancer detection, designing navigation tools for visually impaired people, its role in preventing cybercrime, its role in mitigating human trafficking and modern slavery. That is how it started catching our attention. Its role in manufacturing and innovation and in solving human problems and social issues is gaining currency. Some of the domain areas of AI today, to my understanding, are crisis mitigation, economic empowerment, equity and inclusion, infrastructure management, environment and climatic issues. But being an educator myself, I'm very keen to know how AI and design thinking can contribute to the education field in understanding and developing perception of language, in deep learning, in assessments, in speech to text translation, in remediating the problems of learning. I think those are the areas which I'm very excited about as far as AI is concerned. The another very subtle aspect of the whole thing is that everything that we do with the help of AI requires at the core of it something called empathy. Why would AI do anything if we do not have empathy? And empathy at three levels. Level one at the level of cognition and intellectual understanding of the problem. Number two, emotional strength to feel the need of that particular problem. And the third is empathy for concern, that we are able to proactively sense what is the need arising out of that particular concern. So these are the three levels at which we have to exhibit our empathy. And I understand empathy forms the foundational pillar of what we call design thinking. So how design thinking merges itself with innovations of AI, and how together they can become an empowering tool for the people, is something that we are going to discuss. So with these remarks and a little bit of introduction from my side, I will straight away invite Dr. Sanjay Gupta to just let us know as to what AI and design thinking is all about, what it is capable of, and how it's going to shape the future for which we need to be prepared. Dr. Sanjay Gupta, over to you.
Thank you, Ashok. It's a pleasure to be here this morning talking about AI design thinking and the future of work. At WUD, World University of Design, we started talking about it about a year back, where we felt that this incoming technology is going to change everything which we see or do the way we do. And it is important as designers, as budding designers, to be aware of what it can do, to be able to use it as a tool. And then we sought the help of Vitti, and we were able to organize workshops for all our students and faculty, who then take up, artificial intelligence and its understanding. Now, you would appreciate that students of design are not exactly science students. Many of them come from a background where they are scared of science and mathematics. And they were naturally afraid of even studying artificial intelligence, which seemingly seemed very high tech. And that's when this kind of workshop brought them closer to this, begin to understand what it can do, and how the reluctance changed to excitement within a matter of hours. So what we gained over many such workshops with our students and faculty over the last 1 year, I wanted to use the learnings from there to put the context in which we'll be discussing this webinar today. So there are three key phrases as we are discussing here: artificial intelligence, design thinking, and future of work. Let me take it up one by one. Let's talk about future of work. Let me show you the slide of Frank Diana, who has been for some time putting all the technologies which have been there and which are emerging and which may emerge in future in this one slide. On the left, if you see, we have started evolving from the internet, social media, mobile, cloud computing, going on to artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, robotics, genomics. And then, there's a huge long curve where various technologies are in various levels of emergence. Now, why this is important is this is the scenario right now. And if you look at this, the technology has outpaced everything else. And there's a huge skill gap existing between where the technology is and where individuals are. Organizations, of course, and policies lag far behind. But we are, for this webinar, focused on this skill gap. So this future of work which we are talking about in future would be shaped by artificial intelligence and redefining of our workforce, where the technology would have to be merged with human skills and other expertise. There is this list, I'm sure you have seen it all. It is all over the place. The top 10 skills. And if you look at the top 10 skills, complex problem solving, critical thinking, creativity, people management, they're all part of, they get all developed by one single thing, which is design thinking, which as a process develops them. Artificial intelligence, I don't want to talk about. Kundana is going to give you a detailed inputs on that. But essentially, what we are trying to do is trying to put the way humans think into the machine and get the machine to use the enormous amount of data which is available, process it at a very high speed, use the emotional and behavioral parameters set up by the AI, and start making decisions. Now, this is Economist's front page from 3 years back, and this is what defines the future. AI and the enormous amount of data. Today, even as individuals, whatever we are doing, wherever we are going, whatever we are interacting with, everything is getting captured and is being put in the form of data somewhere. And all that data analyzed can actually define everything that we can do. So this is what the future is. I'll skip these because this is what Kundan is going to talk about and come straight to design thinking. These are a few things which we have seen every time. But basically, when we talk about design thinking, few keywords come to mind. The first keyword, which Ashok also talked about, is empathy. Empathy is, connecting with your client, with your problem, with whatever is happening around you, and getting down to a level where you begin to understand what the other person is feeling. Without empathy, no design solution or no creative solution can exist. Empathy is something which is right now missing in all the tech. Take, for example, the industry of journalism. Today, if you look at the websites of all the major newspapers and magazines, most news articles there are generated by AI. Most tabs, tags, everything is being done by AI. What the journalists still are able to do is to do human interest stories, is to be able to find a story and find the human element into it. Find out that what went wrong and do the thinking about what could have been done and make a story around that. To make sure that what is the truth which can be projected. So this can only come with empathy. That is something which AI has not been able to replicate. So empathy is something which is the key to everything. Once you're able to understand what the empathy makes you, brings you closer to, then you define a problem and use your creativity to make solutions. There can be hundreds of solutions to a problem. And then you use the power of critical thinking and problem solving to identify a few, do iterations, come back to what can be the best solution. So this is the design thinking process. It is not unique to designers. Design thinking process is being used by managers, by journalists, by manufacturers, by economists, by financiers. Everybody uses it to come to a more humane, human-centric solution. So in terms of business, what we say is design thinking introduces proven methods across cross-disciplinary pollination that encourages employees to question, observe, network, experiment in an open and collaborative environment. This is very important. And design thinking boosts innovation abilities. Now, where does this all come together? AI, design thinking, and the future of work. What we are staring at right now is a future where where we are sitting today is that we have around the world a number of countries who have taken the lead in artificial intelligence. They have defined the next 20 years, 30 years of how the intelligence would roll out. They've identified the intervention in each and every sector, starting from finance, environment, culture, transportation, land, health, energy, logistics, agriculture, manufacturing, law, whatever smart cities, whatever we can think of, a complete roadmap has been made. And there's a lot of people who are working on it. If you compare that to our country, what we need right now is a critical mass of people who are working in it. And for working in it, what we need is to have a mass of people who understands it and who can begin to think about it. And that is where the design thinking comes in. It builds that empathy within you, that single skill which artificial intelligence so far does not have, which allows you to use AI as a tool and come up with newer and better solutions. So this is what we have been thinking about. That is why we introduce these courses to all our design students and faculty. And this is why we are working with Vitti to bring this all to you in the form of this webinar and a course which has already been oversubscribed.
Okay.
So
thank you.
I think that's how I would.
Thank you, Dr. Sanjay. You have very nicely interconnected AI, design thinking, and future of work. And in a very subtle way, you have conveyed the message that future of work will depend on design, and design will depend on AI, and that's the way forward. Thank you. We will get you back into the discussion. May I request Kundan to please come from three different perspectives. One is, having worked with 500 Fortune companies, what motivated you to come to evangelism? That may be very useful for our viewers. And then how you wish to take AI and design thinking forward, and what's your vision? You are a visionary. So what is your vision of your new evangelism? And I will also request you to complete it in about 6 to 7 minutes so that we have time for others. Thank you, Kundan.
Thank you, sir. And good morning, everybody. This is a wonderful session. And thanks, Dr. Sanjay, as well, for nicely connecting design thinking and AI. I'll focus rather more on AI than design thinking aspects of it. And the kind of a work or a job which will become available to mankind in coming decade or a decade or two. So before I go there, let me introduce the Vitti Research Foundation. So Vitti is a Sanskrit word. It means intelligence. And Vitti means super intelligence. Okay, that is the goal. AI, every country or every corporation in world who's working on AI, they have designed that goal. They are going after that goal. Okay, and super intelligence is a real matter of concern. The kind of capability we are talking about, it's a real matter of concern. Though the focus today is not on that, but so I'll divert a little bit. One aspect which I would love to bring it out, that we are talking about AI. The technology, the AI, which we are talking about today, is a technology which is a real disruption. It is no more a paradigm shift. So till date, all the computers which we have been using, the mobile phones, computers, the world we know of today, okay, the computing world we know of today, this is all based on 0 and 1. We call it bottom-up approach. Okay, from 0, 1, it has erupted. All these VLSI chips and everything, all your laptops and everything happens on that. Okay, but AI is a top-down approach. It is basically looking at the mammalian brain or our brain, okay, and then simulating it into the computers today. But tomorrow it will be in hardware which will simulate it directly. We call it neuromorphic chips. So this is the future which is coming in. So it is being modeled on the brain itself. Okay, and if you believe that AI is still to come, let me tell you guys that AI is all around us today. The way we travel, the way we do business, the way we socialize, the way we do politics, the way we shop, everything is by AI controlled today. So if you watch Netflix knows about you and the data, it knows about you, that what you watch, what kind of movies you like, and what kind of TV serials you like, and it throws it back to you. That's a recommendation engine which is based on AI. If you go on Amazon and you shop, Amazon knows about you, what kind of products you buy. So next time when you walk into, you log in into Amazon app, Amazon will show you all those things which it knows you will like it. Okay, that's the recommendation engine, which is based on AI. If you socialize and you're using Facebook, Facebook knows about you a lot. Okay, and even like if you want to see that, you can you update a lot of photos on Facebook. Take one of the photos on Facebook and try to tag. You will see it recognizes you, it recognizes your wife, your friends, your peers, your kids. It recognizes everybody and go on suggesting it. That's AI which is doing it. The way we shop, and let me tell you, it is not going to stop there. It is going to change further. So let me give you one example before I move out, because I've got a little shorter time today. Today on Amazon, the model of Amazon today is shop and sip. So you go and you like a product, you buy it, and Amazon sends you at home, right? That is shop and sip. Now they are leveraging AI so much that in future they are experimenting with a model which they call it ship and shop. Instead of shop and sip, it will be ship and shop. That means one fine day you will open the door and you will find there is a box of Amazon, and you open the box and you will be amazed. Whatever you needed today or whatever your requirements are, they are into that box. You will take those out. What you don't need, you will live in that box, and Amazon guy will pick and take it away. Okay, and you will be billed for what you have taken. They are calling it ship and shop. So this is again AI who is going to predict what is that you are going to require tomorrow. Okay, it is impacting us in politics. They say even Trump has become the president of America due to AI, Facebook AI. Okay, the way we travel, the autonomous vehicles, they are already there. Companies like Uber, Google, Tubi, they are driving autonomous vehicles to the street. It is delivering pizza. It is ferrying people from one place to another. It has had already reached level 3. And tomorrow, and there is a whole job sector which is going to get impacted. So if you look at the White House report, they are talking about 2.5 million drivers' jobs in coming decade to be gone due to autonomous vehicles. And they're talking about reskilling them and retooling them. So there is a massive change AI is going to create. Okay, and it is all around us. And in terms of, so that is one aspect of it. Another aspect, you say, hey, AI is quite far. Okay, let me tell you guys, AI is not so far. Okay, in technology terms, yes, there are limitations, and we are reaching those limitations very, very fast. Okay, but the Moore's law, due to certain other technological advancements like quantum computing and all, it is going to get disrupted. Okay, even like the lithography, okay, ultraviolet lithography, the VLSI chips will become more miniaturized, right? They are trying to achieve around 53 nanometers of kind of a small design of these transistors, which will come into it. Okay, so this will disrupt the quantum computing. Specifically, will disrupt the computational capability, and it will bring it in. Let us try to understand that why AI has come in so fast, and it is going to be becoming more prevalent. Three things. One is humongous computational capability is now available on cloud, so you can access it. Any AI designer or AI application or any other application, you have to just access the cloud, and you can deploy your applications on top of it. Anyone, okay, can do that, right? And that too is no more a capex. You don't have to invest crores to access a server now. It is an operational expenditure model. It's an OPEX. You log in, and as per use, you pay for it. Okay, so it has become cheaper. The second is the ubiquitous network. Today we are talking in a webinar, and a lot of people are accessing from mobile devices. Even Dr. Sanjay presented it from a mobile device. Okay, so over there, the 4G capability is giving you up to 35 Mbps on your mobile devices. That will also change. Very soon with 5G rollout, you will be getting a Gbps coming on your mobile devices. Okay, that is a 450 times higher speed. So you download a movie today in 10 minutes, tomorrow you will be downloading that movie in 1 second or below 1 second even. Okay, that's the kind of speed we are talking about. That is we call it ubiquitous network. And the third most important, which AI works upon, is data. Okay, everything today we are doing online. Okay, you can apply for your Aadhaar, PAN card, apply for a university admission or a school admission. Everything you are doing online. We are learning online now. Okay, so it is generating humongous. We shop online, so it is generating humongous amount of data, and AI thrives on data. AI works on data. Okay, AI needs data, and AI needs cloud, and AI needs networking. These three things have brought the AI back, and the winter of AI is over. Now, I was talking about that where is AI today? So if you look in terms of human parity, object recognition, it is already equal to 96% of our capability, human capability. In speech recognition, it is better than us. We humans have got 5.5% of error rate. The AI has got only 5.1%. It has gone beyond us. And that too by 2017. By 2018, on machine reading comprehension, comprehending from newspapers or essays and all, it has already reached around 88.493% 2 years back. Okay, so it is near comparable to us at this point of time. In machine translations, applications are available where you can translate on the fly from Japanese to English or German to English or English to German or any other vernacular languages which are being supported. It is already near 70% by 2018. So it is very, AI is so capable now that it is very near. And let me tell you, companies like Microsoft, they are funding organizations like OpenAI, similar organizations like Vitti Research Foundation, a non-profit organization. They have given at $1 billion to them to develop artificial general intelligence technology set. Okay, so this is the technology they are working. If you look at from the perspective of industry all around us, every industry today is consuming AI for solving problems like real-time optimization, strategic optimization, predictive analytics, radical personalization. Radical personalization is the same thing which I talked about, ship and shop. They will know what you need and they will send the things out to you. So we are now looking at, due to AI specifically, we are now looking at the hyper-competitive digital enterprise. Be a school or be a university or be an industry, okay? Everybody is going to go through this changes which is occurring and AI is doing that. So from programming, AI is training. From Moore's law, there is a new physics, quantum computing, ultraviolet lithography, 3D printing, these new physics which is coming in, new technologies which is coming in. From data lakes, where there is a humongous cost used to be involved, data will be everywhere. Okay, and that will be a persistent data which will be available. Your data will be not lost. Okay, and blockchain and all, they will ensure that this data persists always. From imperative, it will become declarative. Okay, it will become something which can be predicted early into the game. You will be not looking after something has happened. Okay, it will be something which will be declaring or we will be predicting early into the game. AI will bring that. It is already doing it. That is the ship and sock. It is predicting things up ahead, helping humans for that. From scarce memory, we are already having TBs of memory around us in our laptops, in mobile devices. GBs and TBs has become a norm now, right? We are talking about it is going to become so much more cheaper. It will be abundant, this memory. That is where, and that memory will be persistent too. Okay, from hindsight, it will be foresight. We'll be thinking ahead. From general purpose, AI brings it a very customized and built purpose things. From central authority, it will be distributed. That means more fairer world, more just world. That will be around us, okay? Because that will be a distributed world. It will be not, the authority will be not centralized. And from proprietary, everything will become more open. From data burden, everything will be an opportunity for us, okay? So it is very, very imperative that we have to have an AI strategy. You are in a school, you need to prepare kids for this future which is coming in. If you are a university, you need to start preparing your students for AI world. That is going to bring in dramatic change into. So if you don't have an AI strategy, you are going to die in the world that is coming. Okay, look at the Gartner Hyde Cycle. Okay, that's a Hyde Cycle which talks about technology and how it progresses. AI is, by 2024, is going to generate a revenue which will be in trillions, around 30 trillion or 23 trillion odd world money economy. The economy will be abundant economy which AI will bring in. Things what will happen is, okay, and there are a lot of technologies which is already under making, like I talked about AGI, but AI governance, augmented intelligence, your AI robotics, smart robotics, deep neural network or deep learning, intelligent applications, they're already into the innovation trigger path, okay? And some of the technology is already into the plateau of productivity, like speech recognition. So today you're talking to your phone, like to Siri or to Alexa or to Google Assistant and getting things done. Computer vision is also now become a roadmap. So what kind of jobs will be left out to human beings? Okay, if so much of economy AI is going to generate, the jobs which cannot be, which will need creativity or strategy, which will need empathy or compassion, human compassion. These are the jobs will be available to human beings in coming decade. Jobs which can be optimized and where there is no compassion or human compassion is needed, these jobs are going to go away. Jobs of radiologists, truck driver, hematologist, security guard, telesales, all will be gone. This will be taken over by AI. But some jobs like elderly companionship, okay, because that needs a lot of empathy, okay, a lot of compassion, those jobs will be still available to us. Or jobs which needs a lot of strategy thinking, a lot of creativity and compassion, those jobs like the job of a CEO, a job of a merger and acquisition expert, a job of a sales and marketing director, or a social worker, these jobs will be still available to human beings, and we need to prepare for those jobs where our higher level thinking, or you say design thinking is required, or where there is a lot of creativity and strategy is required. We humans are built for it. Okay, the jobs of scientists will be available to us where a lot of creativity is required. So if you look at from this perspective, this job's gone. So where there is a strategy and creativity required, humans will be taking help of AI to do that job. But where it is not, AI will completely sweep it. They will take away all, right? Humans, where there is an empathy needed, but it can be optimized, the humans will be still there and leveraging AI a lot. AI will be augmenting them. So AI will augment us. So all those jobs, if you look at the screen, below 60,000K US dollars, those jobs will be not available to human being in coming decade. Jobs like waiter, retail sales, personal care, store clerks, customer service representative, health aides, these all jobs are going to go away. Teacher assistants, those jobs will be also probably not available to human beings. Jobs which need sympathy, creativity, strategy thinking, those jobs will be still available, like general operations manager, lawyers, physicians and surgeons, chief executives, they will be there. These jobs will be available. So let's prepare our world for those jobs which needs this kind of a thing. So if I elaborate a little further on those things, okay, highly critical thinkers will be required. People who can push the envelope, who can think strategically and creatively and push the envelope, those jobs will be there. Natural, curious lives. We have to teach our students and to to be naturally curious. If humans were naturally curious and augment themselves, those jobs will be still available to us. And jobs where we don't easily get overwhelmed. Okay, we can do because humans today, and AI is not at this point of time, we are sentient. We can do multiple jobs. We can remember things and learn multiple tasks. Okay, that helps us not getting overwhelmed. Okay, so those jobs will be available. The sectors, if you look at the sectors where the most jobs will be gone, like food preparation, construction, cleaning, driving will be taken over completely by autonomous vehicle. The prediction is by 2030, humans will be not given license to drive vehicles on the street. AI will be doing it for you. Okay, they'll be ferrying you, they will taking you one place to another, and it will become so cheap that we will be not even bothering about thinking that how to travel. It will be always available, 24/7. Okay, and this will be traveling across the globe. Okay, garment manufacturing, personal services, sales, customer service, these jobs, customer service companies are getting closed now. All call centers are getting closed. So if we are looking for call center job, AI is already taking it away from us. Alexa is taking it away. Siri is taking it away. Even healthcare, science and engineering, like Dr. Sanjay pointed out, we humans can work on probably 10 technologies. But as AI walks into innovation cycle, it will work on 25 more technologies. So humans, we operate at 90 to 140 IQ levels. The artificial intelligence as AGI, which is a human level intelligence, comes in, it will be operating at 5,000 IQ level. Okay, and ASI is being predicted to be working at 12,500 IQ level. That's the humongous change we are looking at. Okay, humongous change. So, and if you look at the sector, right?
Okay, Kundanji,
okay,
could you wind up, please?
I'll do that. Give me a minute. So, like health and social, professional, scientific, and technical, information and communication, these will be the jobs which will get added to us. But jobs from financial insurance activities, public administration, defense, governance jobs, defense, project management, delivery management, these jobs will be taken over. The AI is also going to take over by autonomous weapons, exoskeletons, the jobs in defense. The soldiers will be not required. They will be fighting our war. And there are a lot of movies you can go, like you go on Head Boston Dynamics on YouTube, or Autonomous Weapon on YouTube, on a Black Mirror, you'll be able to see those, that what kind of technology is being developed. Okay. Thank you. Thanks a lot. This is where I was trying to point it out that yes, we require a lot of creativity and design thinking into amalgamation. And obviously the technology like AI, we need to start working on it. China is putting $147 billion. They have taken AI into schools. US is putting more than $3 trillion, which is equal to the India GDP. They are just putting in AI. Companies like Google, Microsoft, IBM, Amazon, they have all made hands. They have created a strategy. They call it AI first strategy. They are investing humongous amount of money. And to understand it, Apple revenue is larger than 17th country in this world. So we have to wake up to this fact and start investing in artificial intelligence, data analytics, design thinking. And this is something, science and technology, statistics and mathematics, a lot of thought process and investment into it. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you for hearing me out. Thank you, Ashokji.
Thank you, Kundanji. Your expertise and your enthusiasm is very palpable in your presentation. I'm sorry I have to cut you off because one more speaker is left and we'll have some questions. You have built both excitement and a little bit of a scare up. And the quote which you gave from CEO of eBay, that if you do not adopt AI strategy, you will die in the new world. I'm sure nobody wants to die. And I think that will motivate all of us to adopt AI strategy. Dr. Saha, are you there? Dr. Saha?
Yes. Very much.
So I'm inviting you, Dr. Saha. Mr. Kundan has said that I'm not naming, but he has named many countries have invested in schools, building AI strategies and capabilities. You're also one of them. You have very proactively thought of it. And can you come in and tell us what is your vision of AI and design thinking, education in schools and upwards? Dr. Saha.
Okay, thank you, Pandeyji. I think it is always, I'm in a rather in advantageous mode because Dr. Gupta and Kundanji has highlighted the design dynamics and the AI dynamics of the world. So rather, from my side, I should not use so many buzzwords of AI and something which is scary in terms of the technology, how it is graving the world. So here in the school ecosystems, how can we really look into and so that AI becomes a part of your life, which otherwise it is very much, it is there, but to understand how AI is very much in our life, I am just requesting all the audience to read out one book, that is The Age of Surveillance Capitalisms by Shoshana. She's from Harvard, and that is giving the actual reality. Kundanji has highlighted about the tech companies. I'm not naming, but that surveillance is very much there on all of us, and how actually the future economy is going, and that decision factor based on the data analytics. And of course, AI tool is predominantly taking over all aspects of deep learning. So my submission is how this analogy can be effective in our lifestyle, so that we are aware of, okay, somebody is watching. It's not that some way we become scary and stops doing anything or everything. So in our day-to-day life, internalizations of AI with respect to the human creativity, for that basic understanding of AI tools is essential. And that's why, as a progressive board, Central Board of Secondary Education thought of introducing AI as a module in its school curriculum. Honestly speaking, no other board has started this kind of things in a regular mode. Talk about China, talk about America, or any European country, there it is still a part of summer camp. We thought that we must start as a regular course, regular subject, so that over a period of time, we can change the mindset through AI. And for that, of course, primarily, we also need to focus upon design thinking, which this year we have started as a pilot course in class 6, 7, 8. School can offer this course at any point of time. Now, basic objective of offering this course is not that some way augmenting the peoples with the technology. It is not at all the technology orientations, but it is the socially orienting technology, so that how the life after certain periods of time, when technology is everywhere, the way Kundanji has highlighted, the Guptaji has highlighted, it's phenomenal. And that is the actual journey we must undertake, so that various tech company and various government, the national government of various country has invested a huge amount of money by focusing the future on AI. Now, how we can take that advantage? Government of India, of course, as a mission mode, they are coming forward as a strategy that how AI can be there in life. So as a part of that mission, we thought CBSE must take something in its basket, so that whenever we offering all traditional subjects, so this AI and design thinking will start migrating the thought process of individuals towards that higher level objective of Government of India. So my basic objective, presenting the truth that CBSE is with this mission, had started this course, and I believe more and more parents, teachers, no matter what subjects they are teaching, they must go through the basic literature of AI and how effective it could be in their life. They must look into, so that the future becomes more easier and smooth. In fact, the teacher's job is not in threat, but how we can implement the AI tools to make the curriculum transactions more effective, that is need to be focused. So that's why AI can really drive a huge social change, that no matter what way data are being extracted or data are being emitted, the technology point of views are very much vital, whether it is automotive or any other sector. There is a huge gap with education 4.0 and industry 4.0. We are rather jumping from industry 1.0 to 4.0 directly. And similarly, education's that numbering and strategizing was not that way it was there. So what we want, that basically we want to minimize that gap. And I think AI is the right tool or right terminology which can minimize this gap, and there will be a coherence between the education systems as well as the technology systems. With that words, let me pause here, and of course I'll be there in the interactive session. Thank you very much for inviting me.
Dr. Pandey, it is back to you.
Yeah, Dr. Saha, thank you very much for your coming, and I hope you'll be here to answer a couple of questions. Many people are asking you Age of the Surveillance Capitalism, written by Sushana. People are asking about the details of the book. If you are there, if you can write it in the chat box, I think it will benefit many people.
Sure.
Some questions have come already.
Sorry to interrupt you. Please excuse me for maybe at 10-15 minutes. Then I'll join back and take all the questions.
Okay, fine. Thank you. So now Kundanji and Sanjayji, you may like to answer. One question from Ayush Kumar Nath is, which is very predictable. I was apprehending that this question will come, particularly after what Kundan said, that AI is going to replace humans from the job market. And I'm sure you must be ready to answer this question. So either of the two, please take it up.
Let me first make a few comments, Kundan, then you can join in. This kind of apprehensions has happened every time there has been a technology change. When we are saying Industry 4.0, this is the fourth industrial revolution. The first was when the steam engine was there, and then the light electricity came in, and the third one was when the computers came in. And today we are talking about artificial intelligence. Each time when the change took over, people predicted what would happen to people and their jobs. But the industry evolved, the jobs evolved, and a completely new paradigm came in. So this is what is going to happen. What we need, however, is to be able to understand and appreciate the new technologies which are coming in, so that we know what is possible with them, to be able to use them as tools. And even if we want to avoid them, then we should know how to avoid and what can be done to avoid. I'm talking about surveillance. But having said that, and also recognizing the work of Dr. Saha, where CBSE has already introduced design thinking as well as artificial intelligence, and they have given a handbook to every CBSE school on how to take it forward. The next step which is required is to train the faculty, train the teachers, because they first need to understand what is meant by artificial intelligence, how it is being used, how it can be used, so that they then further can help the students. But if all of us can begin to appreciate this, there would be many more ways in which the jobs would emerge, many ways in which the jobs of involving AI can be avoided, but more jobs can be. So then, would you like to add?
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Sanjay. The corollary to what you have said is, Dr. Saha is not at the moment, but I'll convey to him, can Ati Vitti Foundation, your university and CBSE come together to create some micro credentials for educators and educational leaders to develop some insight into AI and design thinking, so that if nothing else, at least they can develop empathy for the exigency of these courses and education in future.
Right, sir. So, and sir, from the perspective of job, the question which earlier Dr. Pandey pointed out, okay, my take is that yes, AI is going to generate a massive economy. Okay, so the current economy size which we are, AI is going to probably double it up. That is going to happen. Okay, that means the kind of jobs it will generate, it will generate humongous jobs also for human beings. Okay, so the nature of jobs will change. Okay, the jobs which is quite menial today, which the compassion is not needed, jobs which can be optimized, a rickshawala job or a driver's job or a auto driver's job, okay, or a job on the fields. Okay, some of these jobs which humans are not made for, we are toiling it, those jobs will be gone. AI will take it over. Okay, AI will move us from the world which we are looking at today probably to a world which will have a more divinity for human beings. Okay, higher level jobs. It will augment us. So it will start augmenting us first, and then it will enable us to do jobs like scientists, researchers. Higher level jobs will become available to human beings. That means we have to start preparing ourselves for those kind of jobs. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Kundanji. I was reading at a very credible place the future 20 jobs, and out of them, I sense that 16 of them were around AI and design thinking. And some of the job titles which are going to come, I'm just reading it out: artificial intelligence health technician, man-machine training manager, quantum machine learning analysis, machine risk officer, machine personality designer. So new titles are going to be in this direction. And as both of you said, that doubt is a little misplaced at this point of time, and we should not worry unnecessarily about that. Another thing, Kundanji, some people are asking, you are providing the recording to the viewers, and how that you can answer. And the second question is, how can AI be used to forecast sales in automobile industry? Somebody has asked this also.
So definitely the recording will be available. It will be available on our YouTube channel too. Okay, we'll ensure that. And it is being recorded, the whole session. And they can visit us on Vitti Research Foundation YouTube channel. That is one. I believe on WOD it will be also available. Okay, so they can access it. The second question which you asked about predicting about the automotive sector, okay, the sales of automobiles. Let me point out that probably the automobile industry itself is a doldrum, and they are working towards autonomous vehicles. Okay, it will change the dynamics of the way these fossil fuel-based vehicles are currently available. It will become probably more renewable energy like solar or other energy. This will be utilized for autonomous vehicles. Okay, there will be EV-based vehicles which will need more charging itself, and a lot of techniques are being developed for them. So the whole vehicle industry, automotive industry itself is going to change. But obviously predicting sales for the current automotive industry, AI is already being leveraged. Like I gave an example that Amazon is moving towards ship and shop by predicting that what you need tomorrow. They are also going to leverage that when you are going to when you are requiring a new vehicle, and they'll be pushing it out to you.
Thank you. Dr. Sanjay,
Yes.
AI has some connection with civil engineering. One Mr. Sanjeev Bal has asked this question.
See, this is something, the interventions of AI in every aspect, would need to be examined by the kind of experts working on it. But prima facie, I mean, if we are looking at the data being generated about, let's say, the Indian roads, right? About what combination has worked depending on the load which the roads have been able to bear and the number of years it has managed to survive without breaking up, and the combination which was used to make it, and the data collected on it can give us the right combination. So this is just one of them, but there can be hundreds of such interventions which can be made with regard to the bridges, the buildings. We are talking about now the alternate energies coming in, about green buildings, about data being collected about the movement of sun around the buildings and how the heat can be then controlled vis-a-vis the time and the usage. So all of these aspects can have interventions of AI because that's where the data would be generated and that's where some decisions would need to be made.
Absolutely.
So this is
yeah. Thank you very much, Dr. Sanjay.
There is one aspect, Dr. Pandey. Let me also point it out in civil engineering that AI is building the bridges now. So that is a part of 3D printing world. Okay, and WUD does have that capability of 3D printing. So using 3D printing, they are building bridges. They are building homes which are much more customized and very, very comfortable and energy efficient for human beings. So these customized homes are also being built by AI. They are designing it, they are implementing it, and they are building the homes for humans. So tomorrow probably we'll be watching homes which are built by AI according to our personal need and personal requirements, okay, and our personal preferences. These homes will be built by AI using 3D printing technology. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Kundanji, could you please tell me how much time more we have so that I can, design the whole thing around that time?
We have overshot a little, already 6 minutes, but that's okay. I think we can continue for next 10-15 minutes.
10 to 15 minutes. Right. So one of our viewers, he is both Tej and Pradhan. So you can understand that where he comes from, as his name suggests. And if both of you have given an impression during your presentations that future jobs are only for super intelligent and specialist people, then what will happen to others? That is the question of Mr. Tej Pradhan. You can take it, please, as you choose.
So, right.
I'll make a few comments here. See, again, looking at introducing AI in my university. We have students coming in to study design, art, architecture. These are students who come from also science background, commerce background, arts background. Some of them are people who have an inherent dislike for sciences and mathematics. Some of them are downright scared of this. And yet, when we introduced this subject to them and they understood how it can be utilized, they came up with projects, ideas which can be implemented immediately. Now, please understand here that from the idea generation to the complete implementation and rolling out of an AI, a team effort is required. Not everybody who can think of a new idea would also be writing the code or making the app. So there are different capabilities which go into making a solution, right? But everybody can have ideas. Everybody can think of businesses, enterprises around an idea. So it is not to say that people have to be super brilliant to be going into this direction. And I'm only talking about one sector here. You start talking about various sectors, as somebody talked about civil engineering, architecture, take healthcare, take transport, take energy, logistics, even agriculture. See, agriculture, if you apply AI to agriculture, we can have systems which can predict that how the changing temperatures would change the pattern of growth of various grains and fruits and vegetables. And if you follow that, but you continue to do your agriculture, you can benefit out of it. So AI is to be used in various forums. It is not something which takes out certain people and say you are no longer required. It doesn't work like that. Kundan?
Right, sir. I'm completely with you on this. Sir, can you repeat the question again?
So the question was, is the future of job only for experts and specialists?
No, I don't think so. Future of jobs will be for people who are creative, who are strategic thinkers, who are innovators. Okay, so the future of human jobs will change drastically. It will be, I always say that which will be made available to human beings. And I use the term which probably a lot of other writers are using, will be moving towards divinity.
So
we should prepare for that world of divinity, right? And become more strategic thinkers, more innovators, okay, and scientists. This is what we need to become. And that is what we need to inculcate in our thought process into our curriculum. That is where design thinking comes in a huge way to help us. And not only for other jobs, but even for developing AI applications, which have got a lot of social impact and public benefit involved. Okay, we need to bring in design thinking and empathy and innovation in our to develop those kind of applications, and they are needed. And by the way, Vitti Research Foundation is actually working on projects and product development, which has got very high societal impact and public benefit, be it in education, or environment, or agriculture. We are focusing our energies on that. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. I just wanted to add here, now we are almost at the fag end. The United Nations, I want to bring in the social angle to AI and innovation here. There are 17 goals that the world has to achieve by 2030, and they are known as 17 sustainable goals. And McKinsey has come out with an analysis that out of those 17 goals, 13 of them at least, as on today, has the potential, AI has the potential to intervene in achieving 13 of those goals. And they have done a beautiful analysis, whether it is hunger and poverty mitigation, energy availability, smart cities, innovation, climate change issues, even in case of achieving social justice. I think AI is going to contribute there. And therefore, I want to assure the audience here that AI is not only about, the science prodigies and, those who can code and develop programs. I think at every level, people will be required. And as Dr. Sanjay said, the future of work is not in silos, not in isolation. It is going to be a teamwork with absolute collaboration. So I think that apprehension can be put aside for some time. Dr. Saha, are you back by any chance? Dr. Saha? So I think Dr. Saha has dropped out because of his other meetings. I think Kundanji. Kundanji?
Yes, sir, I'm there.
Yeah, please, if you can just give your final thoughts and reflections in a minute or so, and then I will ask Dr. Sanjay also, and then probably we'll wind it up.
Right. So, sir, with all these questions which I have been looking at, our audience here has been asking, okay, all the participants who have been asking, I believe we should not be afraid of AI. There is AI. There is a risk, and that risk is being mitigated. Where when AI will become sentient, that's a long journey. Only thing is that we should, as an educationist, and a lot of people are there from schools and education related to education, we need to focus our energies. So the lead which we have taken into Industrial Revolution 3.0, that was due to computing, and we are currently exporting more than $287 billion worth of IT exports, with 3.5 million people working into this direction today. That's a lot of job. We need to focus our energies in educating our resources, move them towards it, so that we also take a lead, and India remains to be a lead and also becomes a Vishwa Guru, as our Prime Minister points out, using AI. Okay, and AI does have a huge benefit it can bring on the table, and we can leverage AI. We have got very solid foundations in mathematics and statistics, and we have got so many educational institutions from schools to universities and all. And I think we can take a lead here and become a Vishwa Guru with using the AI. It may be the
Thank you. Thank you. Absolutely fantastic. Dr. Sanjay, your final thoughts, please.
I completely agree with Kundan when he says that there's nothing to be scared of about AI. I have seen it firsthand. 500 of my students who were scared of AI, who have not heard of them, after just doing a few workshops, were excited about it, and there was a complete turnaround. So this is something which is possible. There's another thing, a point which you raised, which perhaps got lost during the thing. Actually, World University of Design and Vitti are offering online courses on artificial intelligence and design thinking. We just announced that course. Vitti Foundation is actually subsidizing the course at this moment, and first batch of it is already completed. Completed in the sense the subscriptions are over, but we may have new batches. If there is an interest in learning more about it, it would be an online complete 2-week program, which can actually bring you totally into what is happening and what can you do in the whole thing. So having said that, I would just want to say, this is something which you need to embrace. This is something which you need to learn. Running away from it is not going to take you anywhere. These clusters of technologies are coming in. They're going to change our lives. And whether it is 5 years or 15 years or 30 years, it is eventually going to be all around us. And the sooner we make friends with it and learn it, the better we would have a chance of surviving it and continuing to keep our stronghold on the emerging technologies.
Thank you, Dr. Sanjay. Thank you, viewers. Two things I would just like to add here. Number one, of course, is future of work. Both Kundan and Dr. Sanjay have given you a glimpse, but the essence of future of work is that future of work is going to belong to young change makers. The future of work will be more gender equal. The future of work will be more diverse. The future of work will be more collaborative. And the future of work will depend on ideas of inclusion and equity. And for that, our young generation has to brace up. AI is going to be a very, very important and empowering tool. Of course, there are some privacy issues. We have to overcome that. Dr. Sanjay said that we have to embrace it, which means we have to accept the beautiful ideas of AI and design. We have to scale it up from what we stand today. Accessibility of data, AI expertise, and organizational efficiencies are to be scaled up and to be leveraged to have the full benefit of a new dance between what we call human and machines to really benefit the society. I think we have had a wonderful discussion. Thank you, Dr. Saha. We have missed you in the last 10 minutes. Thank you, Dr. Sanjay. A very nice, lucid convincing points that you put. Kundan, your enthusiasm was infectious. I must tell you, the audience were totally engaged, asking questions, answering questions also on behalf of each other. They are asking you to name the YouTube channel that you want them to refer to. So if you can quickly type in the chat box, I think most of them will be happy. Thank you, Ati, Vitti, super intelligent group. May God bless you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir, for giving us a nice session. Thank you, Dr. Sanjay.
Thank you, Kapil,
Thank you,
for
Dr.
your
Saha.
questioning. And thank you, Yogesh.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, everybody, for joining us.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot, all.